The state income tax is going down in 2025. As of today, it dropped by 1/4 point.
The change will save you some money, but it could spell trouble for the overall state budget. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie explains.
Tax cuts are a little bit like taking money out of the state's bank account, right? Now, some lawmakers say the state can afford it and it boosts the economy. But some critics say we're cutting too much and we're headed for an overdraft. This year's state income tax cut is 1/4%, from 4.5% to 4.25%. For the average worker in North Carolina, that works out to about $131 a year, or about $11 a month. That may not be a lot of money in your pocket, but it will have an impact on the state budget. Budget experts estimate it will cost the state about $1.25 billion a year. This is the 8th time state income taxes have been cut since 2014. Another cut is planned for next year. Representative Wesley Harris is an economist who ran unsuccessfully for state treasurer last year. He says all these cuts are breaking the bank.
If we continue along this track, there's going to be some very tough decisions that are going to have to be made financially.
Legislative budget experts have predicted the state could face a budget deficit by 2027, even with projected growth. Harris said it could happen even sooner if the economy slows.
I mean, just last year, our total income taxes were actually down $200 million compared to the year before. And that's when we had income growth. That's when we had population growth in our state.
Fiscally, the legislature has done a really good job at, I would say, taking an incremental approach to this.
Brooke Medina is with the conservative John Locke Foundation. She says triggers written into the law will stop the next tax cut if revenue drops below a target amount, although that target doesn't account for inflation.
Everything we've seen so far from the General Assembly suggests that they are well aware of this and that they are taking the measures and spending accordingly to ensure that we don't end up with a deficit.
Laura Leslie, WRAL News, Raleigh.
A couple more points on this that are important to get to you. Right now, the income tax cap is 7%. Now, you may remember last month, the state Senate approved a proposal that would have lowered that cap to 5%. The House didn't pick it up, and now a new session is about to begin. So that bill is effectively dead. State lawmakers get back to work for the 2025 session next week.